Hello, everyone. This is my review of the Auto Club race that just happened this past weekend. The final race at the 2 mile version of the track, maybe the last race there ever. We'll find out in like a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe. We may never know. Um, I know a lot of people are really sad about it. I'm sad in the sense of an old surface that's really good for racing is going away, but I can understand the logic of what they're doing by turning it into a short track with their repave reconfig. But we'll get into that later in the video. So the big thing about this race, honestly, at the start was how cold it was the entire week, and it was super cold. I mean, Saturday was snowing, and they didn't do any of their qualifying and stuff. So um, that was going to affect the race quality a little bit, I think, and I think it did. Like the race was good. It was a really good race. Like a 8 out of 10 race. Probably on the lighter 8 side, but it was a good race. A lot of racing throughout the field, 3 and 4 wide action. Really the only complaints you can really say it was top dominant, I guess. I mean, a lot of people are running in the top, and I think that's been kind of the trend of Auto Club, right? The top is generally better, which is a little unfortunate. I think if the bottom was a little better, it would be even a better race, but it was still a good race. Yeah. So race started off, honestly, started off pretty chill and stuff. You had the comp caution, but the racing was great. First incident of the day was the Corey LaJoy, Brad Keselowski incident off turn 2. I think Corey LaJoy just misjudged a little bit, but neither car got any significant damage. Then Ross Chastain ended up winning stage 1. Looked like a really dominant car. He actually ends up winning stage 2 as well. But yeah, we started stage 2. AJ Allmendinger had his issue right at the start of stage 2. Pretty much ended his day right there. He actually finished last, unfortunately. And then a few laps later, Corey LaJoy had his incident through the front stretch grass. Corey LaJoy was in a lot of these incidents at the start of the race. He was having a crazy day, and he had a really, really good day. He finished 14th, and 14th is basically where he ran all day. 14th, so like top 15, but not quite top 10 all day, and very impressive run by Corey LaJoy. After the Corey LaJoy spin, we had the big moment of the race, I think, which was the 10-car pile up at Auto Club. I couldn't believe it, right? Like, they said it was the biggest wreck in Auto Club history, which is really weird to say, right? Because there was only like 10 cars. You'd expect, oh, maybe one time there was 12 or 15, but like big wrecks don't happen at Auto Club. I'm trying to think of like big wrecks that have happened. I can only think of 2008 spring where Casey Mears flipped over, but that was only like 5 cars. I don't really recall like massive multi-car crashes, right? We've seen big single car crashes. David Rudiman, 07, Casey taking out Danica. Those are 2 big ones, but I can't really think of any other big ones, but I'm sure there's a few others. But yeah, that took out a lot of content. Took out Christopher Bell. Ryan Blaney was able to continue after that, and proceeded to kill a cat. Unfortunately, rip cat boy. There was a cat on the track, and it got hit by what we presumed to be Ryan Blaney. But yeah, it took out those 2 guys. Tyler Reddick was involved. Unfortunately, as well, Tyler Reddick has had a very rough start to the season. So I think he's got a grand total of 4 points. Not how you want to start your season. Basically 2 races behind what other people have been able to do. And then Ross Chastain went on to win stage 2. Ross Chastain looked pretty unbeatable at this point. He won stage 2 by a massive margin. And then stage 3 started. We had Ty Dillon's car just die at the start. And then I think it's really fitting that, from this point on, it was over 50 laps that the race went green. Full on green. And I liked that. You don't see a lot of races go green like that anymore. A lot of times the late caution comes out and it just turns into a complete crap show, clown show, whatever word you want to use for complete insanity. But we did not have that, and the racing was pretty good. Kyle Busch was stuck behind Chastain for a very long time, but it finally got by him. And then the green flag cycles began. And I think Joey Logano started them, but when Kyle Busch came in, Ross Chastain full sent it and just try to get, you got basically even with him. Surprisingly, it didn't speed. It was very impressive to outdo Kyle Busch on a pit road entry because that's what he's really good at, right? But after that, Kyle Busch got ahead of Ross Chastain and just drove away from him. And then that was pretty much it. Chase Elliott had a bit of a run there, but was never really, there was really no world where he was ever going to catch him. He got down to like 3 seconds, but then it gapped out a little bit there again. But yeah, no, and Kyle Busch ended up winning this race, and I feel really good for Kyle. Just all the drama with the Joe Gibbs stuff, and just how last year went for him, and I feel really good for him. And I'm a little scared because you could honestly think, man, the Clash, he was strong. Daytona 500, really strong. Auto Club, he won the race. It's looking like this RCR move is going to be pretty good for him. Obviously, it's still very early. Great start. He got the win, but still need to see how he develops because also Tyler Reddick was really fast here in the A car last year until he had a tire issue. So there's that. But I expect good things from Kyle. Now he's got like almost like a monkey off his back, right? With that, it was a good race. The only thing I wish is because Michael McDowell is the only one that tried to go for the no stop on that last run. I wish a few more people went for it to make it a little more spicy, but nobody really wanted to risk it. And it worked out well for McDowell, except he ran out of gas like on the last lap and finished 18th when he was like 15th or something. Yeah, I mean, it was a solid race. A good way for Auto Club to go out. Obviously, all the rumors and talks about the short track. They want to turn it into the short track, but honestly, I don't know what they're going to do. I know I listened to Hamlin's podcast, and he doesn't think the track's ever coming back. But we'll see. I'm not totally against it. I know many people are against it, but like, it's kind of getting near that point, I think, where you need to repave it. But I'm not sure. Because like Atlanta had that issue where I think you literally had to repave that track. Because like at some point the racing will degrade because it's so worn out. Like I thought Atlanta was pretty bad at that point. So there's that. And turning into I get it, because like you look at Michigan. They repaved it in 2012. Last year was the only time I can honestly say it was a good race. Usually Michigan races, very not good. Pee pee poo poo. But it took 10 years since the repave to get a good race. Yeah, I mean, I get that. And a lot of repaves and reconfigs they've done in the past haven't been very successful. Look at Texas, god awful. Pocono was repaved in 2012. It's Pocono. Darlington's repave has obviously turned out great at this point. That track's has some of the best racing in NASCAR right now. Kansas is really good with their repave. There's a few good ones, but like Phoenix, kind of an L. Texas, I mean, there's a reason why we call it Texas. And I get the concerns. Like Kentucky failed as well. I get the concerns of redoing a track. I don't think doing a short track's a bad idea. And the thing with, if we just did a repave of Auto Club, what do we have to do? Wait 15 years? Because the technology of pavement, the pavement's going to be so smooth for so long. Like, the racing wouldn't be that great, I don't think. You want to wait 10, 15 years to get really good racing there again? Or you can go for a short track. I understand the short track package is still a work in progress, and we'll see how that develops if they actually do implement those changes for Phoenix and the short tracks in a few weeks. I'm not totally against it. It's sad to see it go because it was having really good racing and stuff because of the surface. So, I mean, we'll wait and see what they do. But overall, it was a great race. And I hope you enjoyed my take on it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.